Roman.
Uh-oh.
It's time for the Early Bird Special. Bringing you the best stories from the world of sports and sports entertainment. Now, here are your hosts, Sparky and Burdick.
But it is time to talk to our guy, 24KG, about all things wrestling. As we had one of the best Raws I think we've seen in quite some time last night. Championship caliber, championship matches all the way through as we get ready for Survivor Series and another Saturday night's main event. Are we excited for these anymore?
I am.
Are you?
I am looking forward to this one at least. Just because we don't have a PLE for
at least
a little over a month.
Yeah. I mean, Survivor Series at the end of November, right?
And we got some stories cooking, so something. Hopefully they don't drop the ball on this one.
I mean, again, let's start with this entire stripping of the title of Seth Rollins and obviously the Braun Brawns being left out of the Battle Royale at the end of yesterday's Raw. Personally, I think it was a beautiful idea. Obviously, you want to give these guys something to get angry about. That seems to be their entire MO, coming in through running roughshod through Raw and SmackDown just when they are told no. But how do we feel about this matchup being formulated? We got CM Punk against Jey Uso in a very interesting way last night as well. KG, we'll start with you.
Well, first, I would like to just say that I feel like Braun Breaker is getting a disservice.
A disservice?
A disservice by his lack of implementation in this championship picture that's being laid out before us on a pivot. You know, Seth Rollins, his injury has changed a lot. It may not seem like it, but it has. Are we getting yeet fatigue once again comes into the conversation with the CM Punk match that we're now getting drawn up at Saturday night's main event. Honestly, it's great for business. Mm-hmm. And I say that it looks good. It sounds good. All these aesthetics that go with the show, which was a good Monday Night Raw last night. But is it really best for the future of star building, athletic builds that we're seeing kind of go to waste in the forefront of, let's just say, the potential of Carmelo Hayes? Ilya Dragunov comes back in less than a year off with injury, captures that U.S. title, pushes him right out the frame. We're not even thinking about guys like that. I feel like, honestly, LA Knight should have won the Battle Royal, but I'm not opposed to anything that happened because it did shake things up. The last 2-3 weeks have been building towards a better product, and I really can't complain. I can only nitpick. But my one, I'd have to say, disagreement with the whole thing is kind of predictable.
Little bit. I mean, we've been kind of brewing to this. I agree with you. I think LA would have been a better choice. But, I mean, it seems to me that they're brewing the Usos again. Jay versus Jimmy at some point. But this time we're actually going to have some real emotion behind it.
I think Usos is turning.
Yeah, I think so too. I saw it a little bit last night, especially with the betrayal of his brother. I thought for sure. Oh, Jay is turning. Jay is turning more Roman.
This is what I kind of got to understand. I mean, I kind of got to break it down for you. Do we really want to see a heel Jey Uso when he took an infant child and yeeted in the crowd?
That was funny.
He's so over with the fans. His merchandise is selling so much. Will WWE risk that lack of profit, knowing as how greedy the company is, just to turn somebody heel for an experiment? And I say yes, because we've seen it with John Cena. They'll quickly abandon ship if it all goes bad. But is it necessary?
I think it is, because you just said it right in the first comment you said is the fatigue, the yeet fatigue. Yeah. And I think even if it's just for a couple months and using it as a family rival is just going to make it that better. And I think Jimmy is almost, he's better on the mic. I think they see the money behind him too.
Jimmy is definitely better on the mic.
Yeah. It could turn into something where, honestly, I think Jey Uso is so beloved that he might just end up a tweener because he's a pure baby face right now.
Mm-hmm. No, he is.
If he starts doing things that are Roman-esque or old school bloodline-esque, like, maybe a grabbing of the tights on Saturday night to get his, title, little things to cheat. little heel moves,
Right.
then maybe we'll see that kind of flourish into something down the line.
Is this where we see the Bronze interrupt this match?
I hope.
I hope so too.
You know what? I look at the Bronze as, the Smash Brothers from Mighty Ducks 2.
Yes.
As long as it doesn't turn into a tag team match with CM and Uso.
Just check everybody.
I don't need that again.
No, we need to separate them. I genuinely believe we need to separate them from being a tag team. Not that they're not formidable as a tag team as the Bronze, but I agree. I don't need to see Uso and Uso against Braun and Braun or anything like that again.
Uso and CM Punk.
Exactly.
Really, I really felt like we're about to see a new version of the Vision. More so that's picked, like, the guys that are in there, they're picked by the Bronze.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know really the dynamic of how Paul Heyman is in this anymore, other than just an advisor. He kind of is there by hostage once again by a group that's forcing the wisdom out of him, forcing the experience to benefit them out of him.
Mm-hmm.
And it kind of culminated last night with his character just kind of being fed up with, like, hey, guys, you know what? Just look in the mirror. You guys are the guys.
Well, not even just that.
Don't kill me, but
Before that, though, I mean, we got the entire interaction between him and Becky where
which was awesome.
He was kind of trying to woo her and say, hey, if you need an oracle.
He called him a penguin.
Yeah, that was awesome.
Yeah. With a little extra on it. Real quick,
he's awesome, man.
It gives me the little bit of the remembrance of his late days with Solo and the second Bloodline when he really didn't want to be there, but he was kind of forced to be there. It kind of makes me wonder if Braun will be spearing Paul at some point and separating themselves from him. And again, I'm going to throw this out there. There will be a third member added to this team. There was rumor that it was supposed to be Austin Theory in this last PLE before Seth got hurt. I'm going to throw out a name again that I haven't seen in the WWE in a while, in the last couple of weeks. Tony D'Angelo is still missing. And Tony D'Angelo and Braun Breaker are like this in real life. It would not be far-fetched, in my opinion, to throw Tony D into this group and have all three of them, which are big, burly, just menacing characters in themselves, absolutely run through the entire roster. And you could even throw Lorenzo in there too, if you wanted to, because he hasn't been on TV in a while either.
Makes sense.
It really does.
It makes sense, but one thing I do want to just put out there, WWE is known for shelving people and then letting them go. So let's not hope Tony D is gone the way of the Wes Lees and everybody. The current releases. I
could tell you right now, Eric is on that list, Ivar's former tag team partner, because him not being in the Battle Royale last night and them distinctly mentioning that Ivar is moving into singles competitive nature. That looks like Eric is on the way out, which really sucks because that's one of those wrestlers that you love to watch, but he's just been hurt every single year, and you really can't keep someone on the payroll that's not going to be, performing.
It's like when they had to throw in Sheamus in there, I was like, okay, where's he been?
That's the other thing, too.
Starting feuds and following through on storylines. Well, what I've seen a lot happen in that Battle Royal, which I was honestly glad to see, because there are certain things that fall by the wayside. You know what I mean? And one thing I'm glad to say that didn't fall by the wayside last night, because mentioning Becky Lynch earlier, they were in Sacramento, I believe, last night. The hometown of Maxine Dupree, one of the most improved wrestlers of 2025.
She looked pretty good, but she still looks awkward to me.
She's still green. Awkward. She's still green. Hold on now. Let's back it up before we get on the. Hold on.
I don't know if it's necessarily being green or if it's just her personality, dude.
Trying. Hey, she's got more personality than Jade Cargill.
No, she does, but that's not the point I'm making.
Most definitely.
The point I'm making
it's a shame to use that as a comparison, but I'm just let me just finish up real quick.
Yeah, I'm sorry.
Honestly, with the opportunity that she's been given, she's maximizing it. We know she's not going to be Becky, but Becky is still giving her the goods and the rub for her future success. Now, that's one thing I can definitely say. That's why Becky's the man. That's why we big Becky's over here. You know what I mean? But needless to say, the second match wasn't as good as the first one, but it was still an improvement in a lot of areas. And when are we going to see Natalya get inducted to the Hall of Fame for her efforts that she's putting in behind the scenes along with her husband, Tyson Kidd? That's a pure production effort from their standpoint on getting wrestlers better to improve in real time on television, because if you're not improving, you're losing, and WWE will send you on your future endeavors, as we've seen. So.
No, absolutely. And
I don't
Raw
see a
is
future with
definitely
her.
picking up the pace with a lot more.
I don't see a lot out of
action.
her either.
I don't think there's going to be a future with her in the WWE, but who knows? Because I wasn't really expecting or wanting to see Nikki Bella either, but there she was.
That again, I
don't think
that
anybody
was
did.
Forced. I think that would look. There's something while watching that entire interaction that made me feel like that was supposed to be Rhea before Rhea had the broken nose over the weekend. And
that would
It was
be
real
much better.
cringe. It was a real cringe segment.
It was. And Nikki hasn't been around in a while. I think the fan base really let the WWE know we really don't want to see any more of her without her sister. And at the end of all of it, like, are we really going to sit there and tease that we're going to get Stephanie versus Nikki Bella?
Like, really? And I'm going to throw this out because I'm a big Stephanie fan, but it almost feels pushed. What was the word you guys were saying before? It almost just feels forced. And I love Stephanie, but I'm almost feeling like maybe we need to take a step back with her.
I don't even necessarily think it's that. I think it's more they have the same issue they have with Tiffy, which is both of these women are incredible talents. They're incredible just wrestlers in general, and you can't have them lose. Both of them have been on incredible win streaks this entire year. Tiffy was undefeated until this crown jewel loss. Stephanie has won more matches than anybody else in the company in the past year. And to have that all at the same time with both of them having championships and no real threats, that's
no
the
real
issue.
competition.
We are seeing more stories developed around the women's division in general that have nothing to do with championships than the ones that actually have the championships. And I think that's on purpose because they're trying to build those threats as we speak for people like Tiffy and Stephanie to take on.
They just seem like they might be conflicting with their writers when it comes to those two. But speaking in the women's division, because I did get to catch SmackDown Live, and I wanted to throw this out. Are they going to throw a woman in the MFT?
I sure hope so, and I hope it's Panina, baby.
Somebody needs
P nasty.
I hear rumblings.
Because Nikki Cross needs somebody.
Oh yeah, she's got to get in the ring.
I mean, she's getting up in people's face.
US title, by the way.
That's the other thing, too. Julia has been absolutely on the back end with this entire Kiana James storyline.
And I like her, too.
I love both of them, but they really have no real threat for Julia either, for that one.
Yeah.
Like, I mean,
it's almost turned away where they're putting Tiffy and her together.
Because who was it that Kiana was trying to pull in last week and tell her, oh, it was Stephanie. They were trying to pull Stephanie into this whole thing, and I'm like, that ain't going to happen. But you could easily see a matchup with maybe Julia and Zelina Vega, who's going through a complete rebrand of her character with her husband.
Maybe Chelsea.
Chelsea would be a great one to go after again. Again, there are a lot of these stories that are just not being built around the women's titles. They're being built around the people that should be contending for them, which is wild to me. But again, we also heard that the Kabuki Warriors will be returning to the tag team division, which means they'll most likely be going after Alexa and Charlotte at some point as well.
Whew.
Which will be
that's gonna do numbers right there. Honestly,
that's gonna be a great match. But just Asuka against Charlotte in general would be a great match, but to throw Kyrie and Alexa in on it as well is just going to make it so much better.
I just need to see Nikki Cross in a match, man.
Dude, it really is shocking to me that we haven't seen it yet.
I'm just as surprised because we know she's a former women's world champion.
Yes.
She's got down in NXT, she can
she's
hit
a
the
stud
switch and
wrestler.
go crazy. There's nothing she can't do. I just feel like, as you stated earlier, the lack of competition or viable threats for even a contendership is blatant on SmackDown in the women's division right now.
Well, just how the story with MFT is lining up, it looks like they're setting it up for Survivor Series, so there's got to be a woman that's going to come out with this, right?
It's funny you say that because, I mean, this entire last couple of months, I've been thinking they're making this Seth versus CM Punk thing for Survivor Series, but you're right. After that little interaction between the MFTs and the Wyatts, I wouldn't be surprised if that's our Survivor Series match.
It's definitely going to be at least one of the War Games matches
I wouldn't be surprised
on the card.
It would be interesting to watch. And would this be the first time too that we have an mixed match, like a women's mixed gender Survivor Series match, War Games match? I don't think they've ever done that.
I don't think that's ever been done.
I don't think that's ever been done.
WWE loves doing things that haven't been done. even if they're not done right.
How can they pull that off, though? Like, how could you actually pull that off without the men or the women hitting each other? Because that's essentially what you would need to do.
I'm pretty sure they're asking the new AI writers, how we're going to do that.
They're asking Sora to put it together for them. Chat GPT will be writing this one, apparently. But
the Chat GPT didn't write that Rusev kick to the nards last night, though. My boy Dirty Dom retaining his Intercontinental title.
Was I the only one that thought they were going to put Dom in that match against CM Punk too? At the end, I was like, "Oh God, are they really going to have Dom with 3 belts? 3-belt Dom?
It would have worked.
Oh my God,
it would have worked.
It would have worked.
Yeah,
and then I have to give out some love to Dom, man, because his whole spin. Not only his wrestling skills in the matches, but I mean he's just turning it up, man.
Does he kind of feel like you guys, like he does to me, that this is like what a normal person would do in a wrestling situation? Like, yeah. I know Eddie kind of felt like that too. Like, if a normal person would be in a wrestling match, they'd obviously go about it in the ways that Dom is, like cheating, doing small things to kind of get back into the ring.
He's doing everything his Uncle Eddie would have done.
Him being eliminated over the top yesterday by AJ, realizing none of the refs saw me, jump right back into the ring like nothing ever happened. Like that's the type of stuff that I feel like a normal person would do in these kind of situations, which I think is beautiful.
You think that still steers away from the Cena match with him?
No,
not actually. I think moves like that and the way they depict him show his wrestling IQ. He's literally, for real, a 20-year vet.
Mm-hmm.
So with little nuances to Eddie or other, heels of it, everything out of Eddie's book is gold on TV. Especially when he doesn't do it correctly. You know, when he gets over with it, it's even more like awesome. But it's the comedy aspect of how he's putting so much work into the Dirty Dom persona is what's going to keep him forever over with the crowd. I wouldn't have been surprised if it would have been a Dirty Dominic and CM Punk main event world title shot, because once again, it's good for business. Now, whether it makes sense storyline wise, it doesn't matter. We've seen them pivot on a dime and make magic and turn, chicken crap into chicken salad at the same time. So what we're going to get with this whole shindig, I was really expecting to see Gunther return, seeing as how that's who the rumored guy for John Cena's last opponent's going to be. They kind of start, bleeding and trickling guys in slowly but surely. Nonetheless, I was wrong, but I'm looking forward to seeing his return.
It was the same thing with Nikki Bella. I thought it was going to be Liv.
Liv made a lot more sense to me.
I was like, this is going to be perfect.
Yeah, and it didn't. And because that's the other thing I'm thinking too is, when do we get Liv back? And when she does come back,
which side is she on?
Yeah, are we going to see her pretty much blow up this whole Raquel team? Are we going to see her just kind of go with it? I mean, both the boys lost their tag titles last night as well.
Which you called right before we left.
Right before we left the station, I was saying that the Judgment Day would most likely be taking those belts off their shoulders. But I just, there's a lot of questions that I leave out there for Raw, just because obviously that's what they're trying to boil towards. I don't think Gunther's the match, though. I really don't. I think that's just an internet rumor that people are trying to run with because everybody wants him back on the roster. How do you guys feel about this thought, though? Because the more and more I watched that Dom Rusev match last night, the more I saw it. We're going to get a triple threat between Dom, Rusev, and Penta.
Oh, most definitely.
And that match is going to be amazing.
That's going to cook.
And
most definitely.
I wouldn't be surprised if Dom wins again. I really wouldn't. I don't know how.
By hook or by crook, a win is a win, baby.
That's what I'm saying. I don't know how he's going to do it, but I feel like they're going to keep that belt on Dom for a while. I hope for John to take it off of him at the end of November.
That's why I was steering away. I was like, the way Dom is cooking, it doesn't make any sense to put him with Cena. It just, it was different paths.
The only reason it would make sense is because Cena's never had that belt before.
Yeah.
That's the only thing.
Yeah.
And they can write that in.
I figured it would make sense storyline-wise for him to at least get the belt before his, retirement is right in sight. But we're right here. We're 4 or 5 appearances away, and it doesn't look like it's going to happen. But speaking of internet rumors, how do you feel about the whole Edge one-day swap contract situation?
What we talked about last week.
His last opponent. It keeps coming up. It keeps getting traction. I see no hushes about it because, people aren't going to deny things that are going to get them clicks.
Right.
But I just don't believe it. I can't see this really happening. If it happens, hey,
it'd be better than Gunther.
Mind blown.
It would be much better than Gunther.
Way better. But the possibility of it happening, what's your guys' percentage on that? What's the percentage on you think it happening?
I don't see it happening. I don't see it happening. But I mean, if they open up that door, I mean, that could be perfect for wrestling.
Oh yeah,
that would be the ultimate forbidden door right there. And just to open that up back and forth, don't say things like that because dreams come true.
Well,
oh God.
Okay, so
come on, stop.
Just because I was reading into this right now, and it's the first question that popped in my head. Technically, Edge's contract with AEW ends at the end of this month, so he doesn't need to be traded at all. He could literally leave and go back to WWE if he wanted to. And to be honest with you, I think there's a legit want to go back and be John's last match because again, when you really
even if it's just a one-day contract, they could do it.
Who wouldn't?
It really, when you look at John's entire list of rivals, I mean, we already saw Brock. You could talk about Randy, but I don't think we're going to get Randy and John again. It just doesn't make sense. The two of them are on completely different paths. The only other big one that he has not touched yet is Edge. And we've already got a little bit of a nod to him, even though they sat there and said it was to Roman, which was a lie. It was definitely to Adam Copeland. But I don't think that it's out of the realm of possibility, man. I think that right now, if I was a betting man, I would put money more down on Edge being his last match than Gunther. I think Edge versus John Cena at Saturday night's main event, which could be the last match for both of them now in the WWE. Imagine how big that would be for Saturday night's main event. That would make Saturday night's main event a WrestleMania-esque feeling.
It's the only one that makes sense.
Yes.
Which is
very much.
Unless
we get Brock again.
Yeah.
Hey, don't say that because we ended up getting Baron Corbin taking out Kurt Angle. Let's just not.
Look, man, and that's another name that would probably never be back in the WWE, which is criminal because Baron Corbin is a worker among workers, man.
Very much so.
He was such a good wrestler. And a great offensive line, too, for the Bears, if you didn't know that already. Let's talk about what we have coming up, though. SmackDown this Friday, obviously, is brewing, and we are getting ready for this entire Saturday night's main event. Do you have any predictions? I mean, obviously, we're sitting here waiting for somebody to step up to be Tiffy's next opponent. Do you think you have an idea of who that could potentially be? As well as the opposite side of this, Cody dealing with a lot of stuff on his end, maybe moving on from this Drew McIntyre situation, maybe not. Do we have a match for him as well?
Well, you know what? Cody did some heelish things. Are we going to see him turn heel? Doubt it.
That's the other one.
Unless he's the guy that really took out Jacob Fatu because he's just tired of playing fair with everybody, and we start seeing some dashing Cody Rhodes behavior. I would like to see it, but I don't think it's possible. Anybody in Tiffy's radar that could possibly be an opponent, I'm not seeing right now because it's just been that lackluster. There's nobody that's given her a decent feud in a while, and they keep running back the same stuff. So I would like to see a fresh face, even start an open challenge with that women's title in the U.S. women's title that we haven't seen in God knows how long. I need to see something develop over there with that. Nonetheless, another thing I want to address, can we please get the tag team division just merged?
Yeah.
Can we just do that already?
Actually, no.
Is it too much to ask? You're thousands of dollars for tickets, $50 a month PLEs now. Can we just get the tag division merged?
I see your point, but I think you would run into the same issue, which is the issue that the women's tag division has, which is there's only one pair of titles, and there are way too many great tag teams that deserve the belts, and you would not get them.
Then you got the politics of each brand and each network. We want champions on our show. Can't have a show without champions.
Right.
Hey,
and how long has it been since we've seen
giving us 3 to 4 championship matches last night, something like that?
And
that was crazy.
But how long has it been since we've seen Alexa and Charlotte on Raw?
Too long.
Let's be honest. So it's I personally think they need to make a secondary belt for Raw's tag team division for the women's side, and they need to separate them again. And just so we actually have some opportunity for people like the Kabuki Warriors and a lot of these great women's tag teams that don't get the love they deserve. Because to be honest with you, I think that's why we lost a lot of great tag team divisions to these releases like the Party Girls and Kaden Carter and Katana Chance, who now I believe are on AEW. At least one of them is.
Yeah.
And we lost them because they didn't have the opportunities that a lot of these other people have.
And they were a legit tag team.
They were.
A legit tag team. So, yeah.
So that's my point. Is like I don't know if merging the tag division, especially on the men's side where it's already congested as hell, would actually work.
You know,
I think they're trying to stir that one up with Tiffy. Going back to Tiffy, I think that match that she has this SmackDown I think they're trying to stir this one up for her next opponent.
That's possible.
Yeah,
but again,
could be.
Do you think there's anybody that could actually take the belt off of her though? That's the real question. Because without a credible threat, stories go throughout the window.
Yes, I got one for you right here. They do a call up. Well, it's not like it's a fresh call up, but they bring Jordynne Grace up to SmackDown. Boom, debut, take it right off of Tiffy. Right then and there, you got a fresh feud. 2 super athletic bombshells that are going to go ham on each other and put butts in seats. Right there. There you go.
See, okay.
That's the one.
Would you rather see Jordan, though, or would you rather see, oh, God, she's not Mariah May anymore. She's Monroe, Blake Monroe.
Bring them both.
Bring them both? Because Blake Monroe, dude, when I tell you.
Because Blake Monroe could take that U.S. title right off of Julia and make it something like Chelsea did.
And Blake Monroe, this entire, 2 sides to her character, the one side being the pretty, Marilyn Monroe side, the other one being the real crazy, I'm going to, scar you for life kind of character.
I'm going to leave a boiled bunny on your front doorstep. Yeah,
I'm here for it, dude. I'm telling you, it's a great character, and I think it would be a great contrast to Tiffany's just athletic superiority complex. You know what I mean? Because that's essentially what we get with Tiffy is the badass Barbie, the badass athletic Barbie. With Blake Monroe, you get the traditional Barbie that's also a serial killer on the other side. So it'd be a great contrast with both of their just characters and their styles in wrestling. I would love to see.
I get those hand that rocks the cradle vibes from Blake when she brings that psycho character out.
Absolutely, dude.
And for those that have not seen that movie, don't do yourself a favor. Do yourself an honor and watch it. You're going to laugh.
What about Nikki Cross?
Crazy.
Just mix it all up because there was a time that she was creeping behind the conversations. And
I need Nikki Cross
Me too.
in a match. You have
it's been
no
too
idea.
long.
I need Nikki Cross. Please, Paul, can we get her in a dang match already? But we have run out of time. My guy, we will actually be doing some extra stuff hopefully this weekend. Wrestle Dream was over the weekend as well. We have to get our thoughts on that, which was a fantastic pay-per-view for AEW. So look out for that on the YouTube channel. Bump that is coming very, very soon. Probably not from the central location of where these videos take place, but we do want to get them started early and get them out there for you guys. KG, my friend, thank you so much for your time as always. We will talk to you next week. Is there anything else you want to get out there before we let you go?
Before we get out of here, I just need Matt Cardona, Zack Ryder. I need his, you know what I mean, run back on Kane. I seen some footage back in the day. I don't know how I missed. He got thrown off the stage in a neck brace, and they never gave him his just due. So I need to see my guy get his revenge on Governor Kane, Mayor Kane, whatever Glenn Jacobs is doing these days.
That would be
put
fantastic.
These guys in there, give them a check, do something for the nostalgia, and call it a day.
Imagine if Glenn actually called Matt for if he's going for a re-election. And he says, "Hey,
that would be great.
I have a
That'd
great
be a great
idea
spot.
for a promo. Come out me. Come out me real quick." He just has to do
election
that.
season. Hey, let me put you in this wheelchair and throw you off the stage in the neck.
I crushed the competition, and it's him crushing Matt Cardona. That'd be fantastic.
And he's laying there again. Yeah, but that's about it, guys. You know what I mean? You guys subscribe. Stay notified, and we'll see you on the flip side, man. Absolutely. Early Bird Special.
We got to take a break. On the other side, we'll talk to our guy Snacks. The NBA opening day is today, and you have 2 fantastic games to watch on ESPN. This is the Early Bird Special right here on ESPN Bakersfield.